We're rolling. We're here and we're ready to go.
Well, I'm still in the process of getting ready.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I'm
ready? Okay.
All systems are a go.
Talking database activated.
Begin in 3, 2, 1.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about what? Let's talk about who? Let's talk about me. Let's talk about you. Let's talk about that.
Girl, I cannot believe we are talking about that.
Wait, what are we talking about?
Let's talk about that.
Hello and welcome. I'm Jacob Bellotti, joined, as always, by the incomparable, the effervescent, the slim and trim, the
Julie Andrews.
wait, I got one more for you. The ancient Larry Saperstein. Hello.
Hi, I am ancient.
Yes.
My flesh is falling off. It's rotting.
Girl, we're in 2005 because this is the Mummy.
I need to be embalmed.
Yeah. Ooh. I'll embalm you.
I'm so old. I feel so old, Jacob.
Do you?
Sometimes.
Why? Do you get like old people pains? Does your back hurt all the time?
Well, not always, but sometimes. But I feel old because I just turned 26.
I know you did.
And, you know, with that, I think we should talk about us.
Okay. Well, well, there's a lot to talk about with you.
With me?
Yes. But in terms of my life, things are great. This is the second time we're sitting down and doing this.
Yeah.
We're getting into our flow. We're having a rhythm. I'm feeling
Girl.
it. I'm feeling it deep in my loins.
I've always been into my flow.
You have a heavy one.
And a wide set vagina.
That is true. I have checked.
Yeah.
I'm making really good progress on the edit of my book.
That's
right
amazing.
now. And something exciting I want to share with you is that I'm almost ready to share it with you.
Well, I can't wait to read it. I hope that you don't expect me to read it quickly because it will probably take me at least 35 days.
You've been reading Wicked for like 8 months now.
No, it's been a month and a half, I think.
Okay.
And I'm almost done.
Yeah.
I'm really, really close.
Well, unlike Wicked, my book is good and not written from the straight male perspective.
Okay. Yeah, that is one critique I have of the Wicked book. It is a little male-centric.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like weird sexual references that are like, why would anyone ever say or think that?
Right. And that's do you realize that's how straight men think?
Is it?
Like that's how they write. They write how they think, which is so perverse.
But like, okay, it can't be how every straight man thinks.
No, I'm sure our producer Jerome, who we love, doesn't think like that. But a lot of straight men think like that, and that's why there's so many problems in the world.
And you just solved it.
There it is, fixed. World peace cured.
But well, you know, I think your book is going to solve a lot of the straight male agenda problems.
Yes. So I am such a typical gay. Like it's really upsetting. Like it's like I literally am writing this book because I'm like, I didn't have any queer shit to look at when I was a kid. So let me write something that's for the young queer kids to consume and feel better about their lives. And isn't that every fucking gay person in LA? Like, am I crazy?
It's always like, and New York.
Yeah.
It's always like, I wish I had this growing up.
Yeah.
It's like, well, if you had this growing up, then you wouldn't be writing it now. So
that's true.
Appreciate the shortcomings of straight media, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying that obviously it's good to have gay media. I'm saying that it's good to have gay media.
Oh.
It's good.
Breaking
to
news,
have
everybody.
gay media.
Larry Saperstein hates gay media.
No. I said it's good to have gay media. That is what I said. And you can check the receipts.
Okay, well, regardless, my book is
Someone
very
makes
good.
Someone makes an edit. It's bad to have gay media.
Well, now that you just said it, I mean, it's very clean audio.
No.
That is clean audio that could be taken. It is bad to have gay.
Media.
Gay is bad.
I hate the gays.
That'll be the next Twitter edit. Oh, God.
No.
But my book is great, actually.
Yeah,
I'm really excited about it.
Super gay book.
It is a very gay book. It's about it's actually, you know what? I'm going to tell you a little bit more about the book.
How many pages of gay sex? Go.
Probably 4.
4 pages,
4
of,
pages
gay,
of
sex?
gay sex. Yes.
That's a lot of pages of gay sex.
Is it? The full book is over 460 pages.
Well, Jonathan Van Ness famously wrote one paragraph about being HIV positive, and then it became their HIV positive book.
Okay, well, Jonathan Van Ness also famously has their hair care line. So I don't know if you could compare a hair care line to the artistry that is Jacob Bellotti.
I'm sorry. I should never come for your artistry.
Thank you. And that means a lot to me because what I do is art. I'm like one of those people painting like little blobs on a canvas and being like, yeah, it's just like a deeper meaning and a deeper story.
Sometimes it is.
Yeah.
Mark Rothko?
Okay. Well, I don't
famous blobs.
I don't like the contemporaries.
Jackson Pollock, famous blobs.
Okay, Jackson Pollock just like flicks the brush at the canvas. Like
Jackson Pollock is just like splattering cum on a canvas, basically.
He has like a BB gun and he's going.
It's supposed to be sexual. It's supposed to be a representation of male sexual energy.
The whole hallway smells like cum. But my book does not smell like cum because it only has 4 pages of gay sex.
Those 4 pages smell like cum.
They do. That's
Yeah.
true. And actually, that's apparent because I actually came on each of them
All
individually.
over the Google Doc.
Individually, which is really
Ew.
upsetting because, okay, I want to know your take on this. The characters that I have having gay sex, they are
gay.
They are 17. Is that okay? Listen,
Well,
it's
if
a
I
book.
said-
It's a book about adolescence and growing up and like navigating a gay new.
I think it's
world.
okay because they're not having sex with. Well, first of all, Call Me by Your Name exists,
That is true.
and if that is okay,
yeah,
and if we're saying
He's
that's
supposed to be
okay-
17.
yeah, if we're saying that's okay, then I think it's probably okay. There's plenty of media. I mean, Euphoria exists. They're all under the age of 18, right?
yes, that's true.
So there's plenty of media.
If I have to see Sydney Sweeney's boobs one more time,
I mean, like, obviously, when your book gets optioned for a
Yes,
movie and we
right.
make the major Hollywood motion picture,
right?
the actors should be over the age of 18.
Right.
That would be the responsible legal
Of cour-
thing to do.
Of course, I would do that.
But I think that, we have tons of media that showcases people around that age, being sexual, and it's also very real. I mean,
yes, I mean
that's around
some
the
of
age
this.
that people have sex.
Some of this was pulled from like my own personal experiences. I mean, that's what you're supposed to do as a writer.
Wait, you've had sex?
I would really hope so, girl. I don't know what we've been doing.
We're just looking at each other. Yeah. We're just hugging.
We're just hugging.
Yeah. We're in Heartstopper.
Yeah,
We've
yeah.
been dating for 17 years and we've just hugged a couple times.
Right. I'm just getting up the balls to reach over and touch your shoulder.
And it's season 9.
Yeah. We have a 6-episode arc about me trying to reach around your shoulder while we're watching a TV show on the couch. No, but I think it's good that my characters are like they're at least at an age where it's like people are having sex. They're not 12. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and that's why I feel like it is okay to write about that. And it's real. And it'll, like, when there's a fucking 17-year-old reading the book.
They're going to go have sex.
No, that's
You're doing a lot of convincing yourself here, buddy. A lot of convincing.
I think they'll get a more accurate description of the gay experience.
They will.
There you go. And what the gay experience could be.
Snaps for the gay experience.
Yes,
Snaps
because
for the gay experience.
no, because think about it. Gays growing up are like told like, oh, you're philandering and you need to be messy and go around and, you know, like fucking doing poppers everywhere. And it's like,
Is that real?
yes,
I was
that's
never
like,
told that.
okay, well, you're bisexual. You're not
Yeah.
gay.
I was also ugly.
Yes, that's true. And you still are. But but I think a lot of gay kids are conditioned into like, I need to be promiscuous. I need to like do all these
Yeah.
things because that's what gay people do. And that's what they're like portrayed as.
I understand.
And so I feel like it's important to show other avenues of being gay in media. And that's what I'm doing.
Come on, gay avenues.
Okay, sorry. I got a little passionate about it, girl. I got a little passionate.
And you are entitled to that passion.
Yeah, so I will be sharing this book with you soon. I am going through the editing process now. I'm over 300 pages into the editing process. The tongue pop doesn't translate on an audio medium.
Well, good thing we have the cameras rolling.
Where you can check us out on YouTube at Let's Talk About That Pod. YouTube, we love you.
I don't think YouTube does sponsorships.
Yeah. Okay, I think that's a lot of talking about me. What about you?
Let's talk about
you.
me.
Yeah.
Let's talk about me.
That's just what we do all the time.
Well, you know, I'm very interesting. I
Are
have a lot of-
you? You're not that interesting.
I mean, you know, I hang out in really interesting places with really interesting people.
Yeah, you eat, you fart,
Do a lot of eating and farting.
you do lots of that. So,
As do most of us, I think.
wow, you're really relatable. You're
Mm-hmm.
a man of the people.
Don't ever hold in your farts.
Except while we're recording.
Better
Please
out
hold
than
it
in,
in.
I always say.
Ooh,
That's what
didn't like
Shrek
that.
says.
All right, what's up with you?
Well, I just got back from Nueva York.
Where is that? Is that in Mexico?
No. Jacob. Careful.
Well, you said Nueva, so I made a joke about you saying Nueva.
Well, the people that live in New York that speak Spanish say Nueva York.
Okay, well, this podcast just isn't for like New Yorkers. It's for everybody.
Okay. Well, it's just New York in Spanish.
Nueva York, really? That's how you say it in Spanish?
Yeah.
Really? You know
Yeah,
what
it
it is in
wasn't like
French?
doing a bit. That's like real.
Okay, so fact for the people, I actually speak fluent French. And do you know how you say it in French?
How?
New York. I didn't realize they would change the new to the Spanish word in Spanish.
No, yeah.
Because
it's
that's just like the name of the place, New York.
I
Like,
know, but
you know?
I guess I don't know. That's what they say. Nueva
Interesting.
York.
Okay.
Like in Spanish class,
Interesting.
Nueva York.
I didn't know that. Okay, so you
They
were in
also
New York.
say it in the Tony-winning musical In the Heights.
Thank you, which I actually saw with Lin-Manuel Miranda and Jordan Sparks.
I saw it with Jordan Sparks too.
Yeah.
I don't think you saw it with Lin-Manuel Miranda. If
I
you saw
did.
it with Jordan Sparks. Are you positive?
I am so positive
because
about
I saw it with
It's
Jordan
not even
Sparks,
funny.
and I don't think I saw it with Lin-Manuel Miranda.
It's not even funny how positive I am about it. I saw it when she was first starting her run and he was in the show.
Do you have the playbills?
Of course I have the playbills.
All right. I want proof.
I will show you
We'll
the
check in
proof.
next episode.
Okay, next episode we're going to do a check-in on In the Heights and whether I saw it with Lin-Manuel Miranda and
Because
Jordan
I have the
Sparks or
playbill, and
not.
I'm pretty positive that I did not see Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Okay. All right, so you were in New York.
I was in New York. I saw our doll,
Yes.
Miss Rodrigo.
Yes. We love Olivia.
The dolls were dolling. The girls were girling.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Was it?
It was really, really good. She is.
Sorry, I didn't mean to say that. Like, I was shocked that it was amazing. I was like,
No, it didn't sound that way at all, honey.
Yeah. Okay.
No, it was. She was really, really good. I'm very, very proud of her.
Yeah.
I saw her last tour. The Sour tour.
Right.
And this was the Guts tour. The
Right.
Guts World tour. And it was just cool to see she's grown so much as a performer, and I missed her a lot. Hadn't seen her in like probably over a year. Hadn't seen her in person.
Yeah.
And so yeah, it was great. We all like hung out afterwards. We went to this like after party thing. Joe Locke was there. Talking about Heartstopper.
Yes.
He was there. We said hello. I never met him before, so we were able to chat a bit.
We did see him in Sweeney Todd.
Yeah, we
but-
saw him, and I said we saw him in Sweeney Todd, and that,
Right.
I thought he was great.
Yeah. We should get him on the pod.
Joe Locke, if you're listening.
Come on the pod.
But yeah, and then of course, Julia and Joe and Frankie were
Right.
there from my cast, and
How is it to be with them?
I mean, it's great. We're the best of friends.
I know you are. But like, what do you talk about when you just get together like that? Because I don't think I've hung out with you all like as a group.
No,
you know what I mean?
Haven't. There's lots of bits.
Okay.
There's lots of like inside joke bits that like are at this point like 5 years old that we
Yeah.
just keep bringing up. And then also like nowadays I feel like we don't see each other as often. Like I haven't seen Joe and Frankie before this since like November. So it's like almost 6 months, without seeing someone. So, it was a lot of catching up on, the last like 6 months of life or whatever, and talking about like also catching up on like their families and their friends and stuff. Cause, throughout like the few years of our show, we got to meet, like I've met everyone's parents. I've met
Right.
everyone's brothers and sisters. Like,
Right.
So it's also catching up on
Even I
that.
met Joe's brother.
Yeah, and sister, I think. I think
Oh,
his
yeah,
sister
yeah,
was
yeah.
also there.
That's right.
At that party that we went to. So yeah. So a lot of catching up on that. Also, like, for example, I went to like Julia's parents' apartment for the first time, and so I was like looking at their apartment and seeing all their stuff on the walls, and like seeing Julia's mom for the first time in a while. Julia's dad is going to be on Broadway in the Cabaret revival, which
I think he's already on Broadway.
yeah, by the time this comes out, it'll be open for him. It'll probably have Tony nominations. By
It'll
the
be
time this comes out. Yeah, no, I don't think it'll be closed. I think it'll still be running. So stuff like that, updates and stuff like that, and then it was just really fun. It was just so nice to all be together as a group again. I'm hoping that we can go back in LA and maybe get some of the LA people to come with us.
Yeah, well, we are going to go in LA, right?
Yeah, that's the plan.
Yeah.
And so hopefully like Dara and, maybe Matt and some of the other like LA specific local people from the show.
Julia again, Yeah.
Probably will come with us when we go in LA, and that'll be also fun.
Yeah.
And
I'm
really,
looking
really glad I
forward
went.
to that.
I mean, it was also Madison Square Garden, girl.
Right.
Which is just cool because it's like, it's big. Like Madison Square, it's so big.
Yeah, but it's funny to me that you think Madison Square Garden is like big because it's like
It is
very small.
Well, compared to like SoFi Stadium, it's small, but like I thought Radio City was big.
I think it's a big accomplishment to be
Yeah.
at Madison Square Garden. I don't think the arena itself is big, is
Well,
what I'm
I think
saying.
all the arenas are roughly the same size, give or take a couple thousand seats. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, it's whatever it was, like 17,000 people, That's
Yeah.
like a lot of people.
Of course.
So very proud of her. Had a lot of fun. I also saw Little Shop of Horrors with Jinx Monsoon.
Yeah.
I was supposed to see Corbin Bleu, but then he called out sick.
Oh.
And so I didn't get to see him, but he did get me the tickets, and I'm very, very thankful that he got me those tickets because I had a lot of fun. The show was great.
Yeah.
And if you and I go back to New York and either one of them are in that show, or honestly, even if neither of them are in that show, we should try to go because it is such a good production of that show. I love that musical.
Well, I've never seen it.
I know. You
I've
said
never
that.
seen Little Shop, and I've never even seen the movie. I don't know
Yeah,
the
we
music.
gotta watch the movie.
I'm so unfamiliar with Little Shop.
You would just love it.
Okay.
It's just like so up your alley, I think.
Why is it up my alley?
Because it's campy.
Yeah.
It's like it has a lot of like your kind of campy humor.
You know, no one's ever called me campy before.
Well, I'm gonna start calling you campy. Campy Bellotti. My high school band teacher, his name was Mr. Campanella.
Oh,
not to put him
honey.
on blast.
Honey.
And he created this candle brand. He was going to start selling candles.
No.
And he called them Campy's Vintage Candles or something like
I
that.
think that should be our first
Campy's
merch
candles.
item.
Campy's Candles?
Yeah, we should do Let's Talk About Candles.
Let's talk about candles.
That could be our first merch item.
We do a candle line. How many wicks?
7.
9.
7? 9?
Well, you know.
9 wicks.
Wait, what is it? So Karen does how many
Yeah,
wicks?
so Karen Huger from The Real Housewives of Potomac originally did the 3 wick.
Oh, 3 wicks.
She
and
did
then
the 3 wick, but then Wendy Osefo, Dr. Wendy from Potomac, did a
Does-
5
Oh,
wick
it's
candle.
5. Oh, okay.
And so Karen, of course, then came out with her own 5 wick candle.
Right.
And then Wendy came out with a 7 wick candle.
I live.
I mean, that
is
is
so
the type
funny.
of pettiness I aspire to, you know?
Yeah.
But no, I think we should do candles.
Yeah. Maybe. It was actually a great gift idea that I did once for the holidays. I bought like regular candles and then I printed like custom labels for them and then made them like specific scents like based on the label. You know, like it would be like so if the thing was like candy apple scented, I would be
Sure.
like Jacob's farts or something.
Jacob's farts.
Like Jacob's candy apple farts.
Oh,
You know?
that's a nice way to describe my farts.
Yeah. They always smell like candy apple.
There you go.
Candy apple after it's been eaten and left out for a week.
Okay, well, you want to talk about you?
No.
Try using the bathroom after this guy. My God.
Yeah. But you want to know something crazy that happened that I've been wanting to talk about with you?
What?
So while I was on the plane back to LA,
Sure.
okay, there were a lot of girlies on the plane going to Coachella from
Okay.
New York. Okay.
Right.
So a lot of like, you know, Gen Z girlies doing their like on their, I guess not even on their spring break because their spring break already happened.
Did you get stopped a lot? That's generally the demographic that
No,
gets you.
I feel like my demographic is not going to Coachella.
You know what? I think you're right.
I feel like my demographic is maybe a little younger than Coachella.
I think you're right.
Or if they are this right age for Coachella, they're not necessarily the right vibe for Coachella.
Yes, Coachella is more of a slut fest. What? Is that wrong?
I don't know. Is it? Like I've
It
never
is.
been. I've never.
It's like a slutty event.
Yeah, I feel like it's more like I don't know.
I'm not saying that people
High
like
School Musical fans tend to be a little bit more musical theater focused.
Yes. It's more like
Rather than, you
it's
know.
more like sex slut, you know, like type of vibe. That's the Coachella.
Is it
vibe.
really?
Yes.
I hear that Coachella is miserable. Like going to
Yes.
Coachella is like the worst experience.
Now that is true. That is
So
true.
I have no plans to go anytime soon.
no.
Unless I get like a VIP all-inclusive experience. Coachella,
You know what?
we love you.
Yeah. Coachella, if you're listening, we adore
you.
you.
We love you,
Adore Coachella.
Wait, what were
love
you gonna
it.
say about
Did you see Olivia was there at Coachella?
I saw that on Instagram.
She was performing with.
I think Gwen Stefani.
No, I didn't think it was Gwen Stefani. I think she was performing with someone else. I would have to look.
I think it was Gwen Stefani.
Okay.
But anyway, so but that wasn't the point of my story. So there was this girl on the plane.
Yeah.
She was sitting next to me.
Yeah.
And she was working on an essay for, I guess, school or whatever.
Okay.
And she was taking these PDF sources that she needed to use for as sources for the essay.
Sure.
And honestly, I guess in hindsight, this was bad because I really was kind of looking over her shoulder, but she was working on a big iPad, so it was very easy to see what she was doing.
Okay.
And she was putting the PDF into this AI like website.
Oh.
And I think it was called like PDF Buddy or something like that. And basically,
We love you, PDF. But
well, basically, the AI would read the PDF, and then you could type in questions that you had, and then it would answer those questions based on the information it was given from the PDF. So essentially, if you have a prompt for an essay, you can be like, using these sources, like, give me 5 examples of this. And then it would just pull those examples out from the PDF. So basically, you don't have to read it. You don't have to synthesize any information. You don't have to actually learn anything. That's my opinion. I mean, maybe there's other uses for it that are really cool or helpful, but I just feel like for an academic thing, she was doing a lot of work, you know. I felt like she was really like, she was working on her mind maps, and she was, you know, doing all her outlines and stuff, but I didn't feel like she wasn't reading the sources.
okay, so learning is dead.
Is that, like, I want your opinion on this, because do you think that is, like, bad? Like, should she have...
Yes, I think that is horrible. I think that is, like, the worst thing that could happen. And part of the reason I say this is because one of my degrees is...
How many degrees do you have?
I have 2 degrees, all right?
Not 4 degrees.
Listen, when I get into a room, it gets hotter. 2 degrees hotter. And one of them is in history.
Yeah.
And a big part of that experience was research.
Yeah.
Research is so essential, like, to be able to do anything. You know, I had a class where I was churning out 14-page papers every week, and it was based on source materials that I would read.
Yeah.
I would spend hours and hours doing it. And you know what? That made me a damn good writer. It made me a smarter person. It made me someone who can quickly process information. And if you take that out of the equation, what are we left with?
Right,
We're
like-
left with, like, mindless people.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know. I just feel like it's not enough to be able to read it. You have to be able to read something and, like, pull out information, comprehend it. I feel like people are able to read things, but then they're not able to, like, comprehend what they're reading or, like, understand any kind of deeper meaning because the AI can just do it for them.
Right. And not only that, like, one of the things I do is I work in show development, right? I develop new shows. And in doing that, a lot of it is research.
Yeah.
A lot of it is like, oh, if I want to write about, you know, or if I want to make a show about, like, Rosa Parks' relatives, where are they now? Right? Like, that's
Right.
just like a random example I just pulled out of my head. Like, I need to research. I
Right.
need to be able to, there's not
You
going to,
can't just type into
there's-
ChatGPT,
Yeah.
like, where are Rosa Parks' relatives?
yeah, it's like I can't find what I need to craft, like, a real docuseries around Rosa Parks' relatives if I don't physically look it up myself.
Right.
Like you can't get that from scanning a PDF into
Right.
AI.
And so I wonder, like, I really don't know anybody who is in college right now or high school right now that is, like, faced with
No, I don't
using
either.
these tools. And I wonder what someone who's in that position is thinking, you know, about these tools. And I know I assume it's very controversial, like, on college campuses right now.
Yeah.
You know, because it's just like, what is the point, you know? Because on the other hand, the other argument to be made is like, well, these tools are working their way into every single aspect of our lives, especially in, like, corporate work life. You know
But
what I mean?
how? It's not working its way into my corporate work life.
Well, I think you work in entertainment, which is
Yeah.
a little bit different, you know? If you're just someone, you know, if you're someone who has to, you know, do a bunch of data crunching and, you know, work with numbers, like,
Sure.
the AI can do that in seconds.
Yeah, but doesn't that, like, make people's jobs obsolete?
I think it might.
But that's what's scary to me.
Right.
I feel like a lot of things that provided people jobs are becoming obsolete now.
Right.
And that's like really scary for the future.
And I wonder what the people who are creating these AIs think about that. Like, what are their perspectives on that? Because I'm sure
their
they've been-
perspectives is that it's art. That's what they all say.
Art?
They all say AI is art. It makes everyone's life easier.
Okay, but when they're faced with the question of like, how do you protect people's jobs and livelihoods and stuff? Like, what is their response?
Their
Because
response
they're-
is we're creating new jobs for people to help work on AI things.
I don't know. I worry that that's not enough. Because like I just see all this stuff on TikTok all the time.
Yeah.
Like recruiters for jobs aren't reading your resume. They're copying and pasting your resume into AI, and then the AI tells them how good of a candidate you are based on a rubric. And like,
Yes.
it's just like, so who is doing anything?
Well, I'm doing something.
Right. But I just wonder, like, in corporate environments, you know, I'm so removed from the corporate world, like,
Yeah.
really, truly. And thankfully I am, because I no disrespect to the corporate world, but I don't think I have the stamina.
The stamina.
I don't think I have the
Yeah, some people love it.
yeah, and I really respect those people, because I just don't think I have the what's the word? The gumption. No, you know what I mean? Like, I don't have the
chutzpah?
I don't have the chutzpah for it.
Okay. What do you have the chutzpah for?
Acting.
My name is Larry Saperstein, and I am an actor.
Acting. The hardest profession in the world.
Oh,
Hard work.
my God.
The hardest profession
know
is
what?
acting. Music.
When
the
we were
hardest
talking about
profession in
that,
the world. What?
when we were talking about that, you didn't realize
That's from
that
Fame, the musical.
Yes, you didn't realize that was a joke for the audience.
I don't think it's a joke.
Larry, it is a joke
It's
because
not.
acting is not the hardest profession in the
is
world at all.
Yes, but it's what those characters think.
But that is supposed to be funny to the audience of
No,
real
I
working
think it's
Americans.
supposed to be charming.
Charming. Oh my God.
I think it's supposed to be like, wow, these
are-
characters think this and they feel this, and that puts me into their shoes. Like, it's supposed to make you sympathize with. It's in the opening number. Like, it's supposed to make
Yes.
you sympathize with those characters.
It's a joke for the audience.
No, not a joke. It's real.
You are in such your own little bubble with that.
Well, I think acting is the hardest profession in the world.
Okay, you want to swap? I'll be an actor. You want to go do my
yeah,
job?
I'll write reality TV.
Okay, yeah. You want to go do that? It's harder than it looks.
I know.
I can cry on cue.
I know you can, but there's more to acting than that. You got
I
it.
understand dialogue. For the record, when you put on your holiday show, I did a read through of the holiday show with you
You did.
right here in our studio.
Mm-hmm.
And that's right. We rented out our studio in Van Nuys to do a read through. And I played every character that wasn't you. And I
Mm-hmm.
was phenomenal.
Give him the Tony right now, folks.
Listen, you could
The
say
holiday spectacular.
you can say whatever you want, but I brought those characters to life. I brought them past the page and into
You did a wonderful
reality.
job as the newscaster.
Okay, but I'm talking about when I read all of the characters.
Okay, honey. Well, but film acting is different.
Okay, well, this is me trying to get some form of validation from you because I'm not getting it.
I said you're a good actor.
Okay.
But you haven't said I'm a good writer.
Well, I haven't read many things that you've written.
See, there you go. The truth comes out.
Well,
You think
what
I'm
have
terrible.
What have you written that I can read?
I wrote a movie once.
Okay, can I read it?
No, I don't really like it.
No.
I don't really like it anymore.
Oh, well.
I think I have to do some like major revisions on it.
Okay, what was it about?
It was about being bisexual. Don't laugh at my experience.
I'm laughing at your experience. Yeah, it was so hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else did you want to talk about today?
Let's see. Well, your birthday was like 2 days ago.
Yeah, it was. We had fun.
Yeah.
We had fun on my birthday.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, the biggest birthday present of all.
Yeah.
You helped me mount my TV.
I sure did.
Because I have been waiting to mount this TV on the wall for like 6 months. And every time we have investigated mounting this TV on the wall,
Right.
there's been some kind of problem. First, I got a stud finder, right? Because you need to find the studs, okay? I got a stud finder. The stud finder could not find the studs.
Well, you know what? I realized what the problem was when we were doing
Well,
it.
in hindsight, now we've realized it.
Right, but I realized the problem was I didn't know how thick the walls were here.
Yeah, the walls are like 2-inch sheetrock
Yeah.
as opposed to like drywall because it's kind of an old building.
Well, it's, I mean, you know, obviously built in the 20s, a Bel Air mansion. Like,
Right, of
like
course, of course.
It has, you know, that historic value to it.
Right, of course.
And being that historic, it comes with thick walls.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I didn't realize how thick the walls were. So I was like,
Yeah.
I don't think there's the studs in this wall because a stud finder always finds the stud.
Right, and so then we were going to use these things called molly bolts,
Yeah.
which like allow you to hang things on the wall without a stud. They basically have like a spring that like opens up once you put it through the wall and then it like attaches to the back side of the wall.
Right.
Which we were going to do, but then when we drilled that hole, somehow it was like in the perfect spot where we could see a little bit of the stud. And then we realized that it was just like a little bit over, and then we found the studs.
Yeah.
And then when we found the studs, we were able to do it the correct way, and now the TV is hung up and it looks fabulous.
It does look fabulous, and I can't wait to look at it again when we get back to Bel Air.
Yes. And you bought me a beautiful vintage imitation record player.
I did, yes.
It's not vintage, but it looks vintage.
It does look vintage.
Which I love. But I also love that it has all the modern features.
Yes, and it's crafted beautifully. The
Yes,
wood, the
it sounds
woodwork
wonderful.
is really wonderful too.
And with like my style is kind of, you know, mid-century modern, like vintage inspired with a touch of like contemporary elements, you
Right.
know, and it looks just absolutely perfect.
yeah, does
I
it
hung
look
up
absolutely
sconces.
perfect?
Okay, I had a little hiccup moment.
It does look great. And I think the cutest thing ever is that when you walk by it like 5 or 6 times a day and you're like, wow, this looks amazing.
I'm so happy because,
Yeah.
you know, so many people, they don't mount their own TVs.
Yeah.
They hire a TaskRabbit, but we did it ourselves.
We sure did.
And then I hung up the sconces, which just, mwah,
I mean, if there's one thing about gay people, they
we
love,
love a sconce. Love a sconce.
A sconce
You know,
can.
I don't know a single gay person that doesn't have a sconce.
That's true.
Think about all the gay people you know. You have sconces in your apartment.
Yeah, I do.
I have sconces. Steven and Alex have sconces.
My other friend
that's a lot of
Steven
gay
doesn't
people.
have a sconce.
Okay. Well, he's a different kind of gay.
Yeah,
He's an alt gay.
He's like an alt hipster gay.
Yeah.
He is. He'll be fun to have on at some point
Yeah, we'll get
because
Steven on.
he's such a mess.
Yeah. But you know the gays who consider themselves elevated or like sophisticated.
And there it is,
No.
ladies and gentlemen, and they's Larry Saperstein thinks he's elevated
I'm
and
saying-
above you.
No, that's you are mixing up my words.
No.
What I said is there is
Larry
what I said-
Saperstein, I
What I
think
said
I
is-
am better than anybody else.
No. What I said is there is a group of gays
Yeah.
that believe that their style
Yes.
and artistic eye is sophisticated,
I'm filled with glee right now. Continue. Yes.
and those people tend to have sconces.
Larry Saperstein exposed. Thinks
I'm not
he's
saying that
better.
it's true. I'm not saying that it's true because that would be a stereotype.
thinks he's better than everyone else.
And what of it? No. It's not true. That's not what I think.
Well, I do think that the space looks very nice, and
Yes,
I'm excited
thank
that we
you.
were able to finish it. But we had a great day on your birthday.
Yeah,
we had a
went
very
to-
relaxing day.
We went to one of my favorite restaurants, Vitello's.
Yes.
Vitello's, we love you.
We love you, Vitello's, LA favorite.
Liza Minnelli's old hangout
They love me.
spot.
They really love me.
The Liza room. I just love Vitello's.
Oh.
But truly, they have probably the best chicken parm I've ever eaten ever in the world.
You think that's the best one ever?
It's pretty darn close.
It is really good.
It's a really good chicken. What'd you get? You got
I got
shrimp.
this salmon linguine.
Oh, salmon,
That was
salmon.
just so delicious. But I do love them. I think it's a wonderful place.
Yeah, really, really.
And then we watched Drag Race with our friends and had a
Drag
cake
Race
for
with
you.
our friends, and you had a delicious cake from Porto's.
Yes,
LA
Porto's.
staple.
Now Porto's.
I wouldn't say Porto's is Porto's an LA staple, or is Porto's like a Valley staple?
That is an LA staple.
Like all LA?
Yes, everybody
Are
loves
people coming up
Porto's.
from
Yes.
LA to go to Porto's?
They are
in the Valley?
100% doing
Okay.
that. Yes, Porto's is absolutely an LA
Line
staple.
out the door. Every
And listen,
single day.
if you work at Porto's and you are listening to this right now,
oh, claps to you,
I
mama.
mean, out of any sponsorship that I
Oh
would
my
want,
gosh.
it would be Porto's. Could you imagine if we were sitting here recording these episodes, eating Porto's every time?
I mean, true claps to the Porto's staff. They make just the most. I have never had anything from Porto's that is not absolutely fucking delicious.
I've not had anything that was not like excellent.
like the cakes, like every cake they have, delicious. Milk, they make like milkshakes
Yes.
and like coffee drinks
Yes.
that are just like the best you've ever had. Smoothies, amazing. And then they have like the whole range of like savory pastries that are also amazing.
oh my god, the chicken croquettes like kill me. I love them.
The meat pies.
Yes. And then I've had sandwiches there that are incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Salads that are out of this world.
My favorite things are I really like the meat pie.
Yeah.
I really like the cheese
The cheese
pastry,
roll.
the cheese roll.
Yeah.
And then the chicken croquette,
Mm-hmm.
and they also have another croquette that's really good. I think, right? Is it like the potato balls?
They have potato balls and they
The
they also
potato
have
balls, bitch.
Oh, he's climaxing on the pod.
The potato balls. Wow.
They also have those ham and cheese croquettes that are wonderful.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
just
yeah.
for the record, Porto's, if you ever want to be involved with this show, this is an open invitation.
We could talk about Porto's.
I could do a whole episode on Porto's.
We just go through the entire menu.
This is
of
going to turn
Porto's.
into like a food review podcast, isn't it? We both love food so much.
Well, we love eating.
Yes.
Crazy.
that's
The very first sin was a woman who ate.
Okay.
A woman who ate.
Yeah.
She served and licked the plate.
Yeah, I don't know that one.
It's like a song that's a TikTok sound right now.
Oh, see, I'm not
I know.
a TikToker.
You're not in on the TikTok.
I'm not a TikToker.
Crazy how the very first sin was a woman who ate.
But you know who is a TikToker? It's at Let's Talk About That Pod on TikTok.
You'll see various TikTok clips directly from this podcast.
That's right. I'm really counting on you to like know how to upload that because
You think I don't know how to upload a TikTok?
I don't know. I'm not on TikTok.
You really underestimate me, honey.
I don't underestimate you in the slightest.
I know.
If anything, I overestimate you.
How dare you?
How dare I? How dare
I
you?
always rise to the occasion, darling.
I own 51% of this company.
And there you have it.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I didn't.
You didn't have anything to come back with. That's okay.
What else,
can't all be
what
winners.
else is on our docket for today?
Well, let's see. We've talked about your birthday. We've talked about AI.
Uh-huh.
We've talked about your New York experience. We talked about my book. Oh my God. Well, while you were away in New York, here's something that happened to me.
Uh-huh.
I watched WrestleMania.
Oh my gosh, WrestleMania.
WrestleMania.
That
I
seems
know.
like really out of the blue for you.
I know. Our producer Jerome was watching it, and I was with him, and he put it on for us and to watch. And I have to say, Lair, honey, I think you would love WrestleMania.
I'll take your word for it. I'm a little skeptical,
Okay.
but okay. What you have said is that it's basically theater,
Yes.
which I think is really fun.
Yes. So pro wrestling is scripted, right?
Right.
But it's not fake. It's not fake.
Okay,
Like
explain.
like it is scripted what's going to happen, and yes, like some of the moves are like a little, pull a punch, whatever,
Right.
but
But it's not choreographed, or it is, like kind of
like it is scripted and choreographed, but it's not fake. Like a lot of these people have real animosities against each other. A lot of the
Really?
stories.
It's not like
A lot of the
they're working on a
stories-
storyline together.
No, but a lot of the stories they're telling are based on real feelings and stuff.
Really?
And some of the matches get really intense, and a lot of times people do actually get hurt.
I thought it was like all like, hey, okay, you and me, we should like team up and make like a story and go for it and like.
Well, they have a team of writers at WWE like that.
They
do that. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
That's like
So it is kind of like a cast, and
It's like a scripted TV show. But
that is so crazy.
But it is theatrics. It's all about how like big, and it's about their entrance music and the pyrotechnics and the videos that are on screen and the lights that they have, and like their signature moves and
their costumes
and the costumes they're wearing are so extravagant, and it's so theatrical,
right?
And then WrestleMania, which is their biggest event of the year,
right?
That's what I was watching, and it was like. The main event match was between two people where it's like, and then Jeremy was explaining to me, Jerome, our producer, that this storyline has been building for 3 years. This storyline of this match was building for 3 years. I mean, if that's not storytelling, I don't know what is.
Yeah.
Because like you could feel the emotion in it. You could feel like how like cathartic it was, like how into it the fans were. There were like 18 surprise entrances. Like John Cena and The Rock showed up for this.
Very wild.
Like it was a true spectacle.
Yeah, and you know how much I love like video design, and lighting design. You were telling me like the video was very cool,
and I remember you like auditioned for the Harry Potter show at one point, and that was like all like choreography based.
Yeah, it was all like kind of magic tricks with your body.
And this is like very in that space. Like the movements are theatrical. It's like being in the right spot.
Cut to like next year, you and me front row at WrestleMania, like.
I'm gonna show you one match, and we're gonna be like so invested in wrestling. I was into it when I was a kid.
I will say I know a few gays that like were very invested in wrestling as kids.
I was invested in it as a kid, like in when I was like a young kid. I was into it.
I think it has. There is a pocket of the gay community that has like an investment in WrestleMania. I've heard of this.
What I'm saying is like it's so about. Like you need to be standing in this exact spot at this exact time so someone can execute that move. You know what I mean?
Right.
And to make it look real, to make it look like it's like,
Do they rehearse? Do they like rehearse their moves?
I think they have a rehearsal beforehand and and they choreograph it all out. And they're also like talented and trained, skilled at it that they can make it look like more real.
And how many people watch this?
Millions and millions of people.
Where was the WrestleMania? Where was it?
It was
held?
at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia.
Is that an arena? Or is that
no? That's where the Eagles play. That is where the Philadelphia Eagles.
Field.
Yes, there were 75,000 people in attendance for each night. There were 2 nights of WrestleMania.
Crazy.
There was 2 nights of WrestleMania, and
gosh.
each night had 75,000 people.
Go off.
I mean, it's like it's big. It's a $1 billion brand.
I really liked that show on Netflix, Glow.
Yes,
which was like
well. The one I loved was
Which one?
was Total Divas. Which was
I don't know that one.
You don't know Total Divas?
On Netflix?
That was a reality show on I think it was on E. That was about like the Bella twins who were female wrestlers, and one of them was like engaged to John Cena, and the other was engaged to Daniel Bryan, who was another big wrestler.
Yeah, I'm sure the wrestlers are great, but I feel like the female wrestlers,
I mean,
bitch,
cunty.
like that.
That is what I aspire
fierce.
to. I would love to be a female wrestler.
Yes.
I think that would be the cuntiest profession ever.
That is so fierce.
like just kick a bitch in the face. Like
but all like choreographed.
Yeah.
And, like the costumes. And the spandex and the glitter. Ugh, that is fierce.
that would be me, like as a wrestler.
Go off.
Yeah. I'm still waiting for there to be like really gay wrestlers. I don't think
I'm sure there are.
I don't think there's any that have that like built into their persona. At least not
Right.
what I saw in wrestling. Granted, I don't like follow
Right.
professional wrestling, but I did not see like gay wrestlers at WrestleMania.
Well, in due time.
Yeah. You know, that's the next
One day
space
we're all
that-
going to be gay.
That's the next space where gay people need to infiltrate, I think.
Yeah.
Because that's all we do, right? Is infiltrate other
Yes,
people's
infiltrate
spaces.
the spaces.
Right. That's what we do as a
I
community.
wake up every morning and I say, what space am I going to infiltrate today?
I got one for you.
Jacob.
What?
Yeah. Infiltration. Also, before we go,
Yeah.
how was your eclipse?
Oh my goodness, that's
Such
right.
a big moment.
We weren't together for the eclipse,
I know.
were we? Oh. Well, it was cool. I was at work and we went up to the roof and we watched it and we like had the glasses and we watched the eclipse. I was in Hollywood. So it was, you know, partial eclipse, but the shadows changed, the light changed, and we did see it, and I thought it was cool.
And you had glasses to see it with?
Yes, we looked up at it through the glasses.
In New York, it was crazy because everybody was just like stopping on the sidewalk to just like look up and see it. And we found a great spot on a little corner, and we all had glasses, which was amazing. But it was wild. It was like the quality of the light changed.
Right.
Like it was like it was like 90% in New York City. I think it was people you had to drive Syracuse had it full.
Right.
And I know some people that drove up to Syracuse to get like the full solar eclipse.
That's right.
But in the city it was like 90%. And I noticed like it didn't get like super dark, but it was like more I don't know, it felt like it was like dusk. It was like everything was kind of bluish and like there were like no more shadows really.
Would you call it sepia?
No, I would not call it sepia because
Okay.
sepia is more like amber.
Okay.
I would call it more like it was like more blue. It was like more blue tinted. I don't think there's a word for that.
No, probably not. Was it XX Pro? It was it
desaturated.
XS Pro 2. Do you remember the old Instagram filters?
No, I don't. Was it Valencia?
Yeah, Valencia.
Do you remember that song that was like, but first,
Let me take a selfie.
I miss those kinds of songs.
Yeah, that was really a different era, huh?
Now that song would just be like a TikTok sound.
Yeah, it would be.
Do people still do selfies? Like, are selfies still a thing?
We take selfies together.
Yeah, but do people like remember when people would like post like selfies? Like, do people post selfies anymore?
They do. They do.
I feel like now instead of posting a selfie, you would just post a TikTok.
No, people still post selfies. That's still
Okay.
a thing. That's very much still a thing. Why would I post a TikTok?
Because people use TikTok.
No, I don't believe that.
I'm telling you, Jacob, the
Just like people used
girlies,
Vine, right?
The girlies, no. The
Okay.
girlies in,
Do you remember Yik Yak?
I do remember Yik Yak. I remember like anytime we went on a field trip or like if there was when we were like at Allstate, Allstate Choir or whatever,
Yeah.
like, that's when you get like a 2,000 like teenagers in a big like hotel basically. And Yik Yak would be off the rails. Yik Yak would be insane. And I was always scared to use it because I was like, what if someone talks about me on Yik Yak?
Oh my God. We had people in our school that would be like, I'm gay, like on Yik Yak. And like, and then it would be like, who's gay? Who's gay?
Someone
Who's
said
gay?
they were gay on Yik Yak.
Meanwhile, I knew they were gay because I was sucking all their dicks.
Oh my God.
I knew exactly which ones they were, honey, but I don't suck and tell.
Right. Right.
But that was a big thing in my school, was like, who's gay? Who's gay?
I
Or something
I don't remember what the big thing, because I really wasn't. Well, I wasn't cool. I certainly was not
No,
cool.
that is apparent.
Yeah. Hello. Although my high school didn't have a lot of like bullying.
That's really nice for you.
I wasn't bullied.
That's really
I don't
great for
think.
you.
Maybe I was bullied behind my back.
I'm glad you had that experience.
Yeah. You want to talk about your bullying experience?
I really don't. This
One day we'll talk about it.
This would become a very dark podcast if we talk
one day
about
we'll
my
devote some time
my
talking
bullying
about bullying.
experience. My God.
But no, the point was that
sorry.
the girls are using TikTok. They really are.
Okay.
I know
believe
you're
you.
not. I know you're not in it, but this is not a new thing. The girlies are using TikTok.
Okay.
And they use it as their first method of social media,
Really?
engagement. Yes.
So what's your first?
Instagram.
Yeah, me too.
Because that's what I was raised on.
Right.
But if I'm like 16 right now, TikTok.
Interesting. Okay, see, I'm... Oh my God. Oh! Snot just went flying
No.
everywhere. Oh, Larry just like covered in snot and drool on the pod. Oh my
I really
God.
tried to hold it in.
It got on me.
No, it didn't.
It's an audio medium. I was gonna know.
Because they're going to take my word.
You can't even defend yourself because you keep sneezing, honey. No, this allergy season is terrible, admittedly.
Should we keep the sneezes in?
Yes.
Oh, man.
Oh, God.
What a finale.
Now people are going to know how you sneeze.
Yeah. I always sneeze so much. Like, I never just sneeze like once. I sneeze like 15 times.
Yeah, you do tend to have sneeze attacks, but they're actually kind of adorable. Is that okay? I know they cause you discomfort, but they are adorable. Uh-oh.
No, I got it.
Oh.
I'm good. I was about to sneeze again,
No.
but I got it. No, they don't cause me that much discomfort.
Okay. I think it feels good to sneeze.
Yeah, it's, it's really quite,
I like sneezing.
It's really quite sensual when you think about it.
It kind of is. I kind of love sneezing.
Gets all the juices flowing.
Ooh. Well, my juices were certainly flowing today on this podcast.
Well, technically, all of our juices should always be flowing, and if your juices are not flowing, then you are dead.
Okay.
Because,
well,
your blood,
yeah.
it's always flowing.
Well, I think it's about time to wrap this up because I need some of those juices, girl. So,
What juice? No. You gotta stop being so sexual.
I can't be sexual on the pod?
I don't know. I don't know.
You're kind of sexual on the pod.
Yeah, but I'm not making like, smarmy
Zingers?
sexual comment. I don't know.
Zingers about sexuality? We are dating, you know, that, right?
I
like
know.
that is the thing. And we
just don't
said
like-
that on the first episode.
I know. I just don't love the sexual zingers at my expense, Jacob.
I'm sorry. They're not meant to be at your expense. They're meant to be like, wow, he's so virile. they're meant to be like compliments towards you almost.
Okay. Well, let's see what the audience thinks.
Okay. All right. We can test it. We can test it for the
We
audience.
can workshop it.
Yeah. Well, we're in the workshop phase of that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, this was wonderful.
Was it?
It was a wonderful hour.
I think it was too. I really enjoy sitting down and just talking to you.
Yeah. I really enjoy talking about that.
Oh, well, you can find us on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube at Let's Talk About That Pod. If you have any business inquiries, if your name is Porto by any chance, your last name, anything like that, you can email us at Let's Talk About That Pod at gmail.com. Or if you want to just send us general praise and compliments, I think we both kind of need that in our lives.
But keep it PG-13 at least.
Yeah, we are very self-centered people who need constant praise and affection. That's why you got into acting, and that's why I got into podcasting. So there you go.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
You know what? And you know what? On that note,
Okay.
I praise you.
Do you?
Here's my praise.
Sure.
Praise.
That was horrible praise.
I think you're doing a wonderful job
At what?
being a podcast co-host.
Oh, thank you. I think you're doing a very good job
At what?
being a human.
All right. I'll take it.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for listening.
Okay. I'm Jacob Bellotti.
I'm Larry Saperstein.
We'll see you next time on Let's Talk About That.
Goodbye.
Bye.